and I'd like to give you a run through of our OzBiz EzyLink program for property investors. This will be the first in a series of videos showing you the features and methodologies to use with the program. But as I say, this first one will just give you a brief overview of the program. So it will start from a shortcut on your desktop, and we have several functions available. The first is the ability to process your invoices into MYOB. The second is to process your income, such as rental, again into MYOB. And we have the ability to transfer money between one property or one bank account and another. Obviously the big button at the bottom allows you to exit the program. At the top we have a menu bar, and just above the menu bar is obviously a description of the program, OzBiz EzyLink for property investors, and the version number that you're using. In our case we have version 1.0.1.1. There are two forms. Let's go to the smallest one first, the registration form. The program requires an annual registration code. You have here your serial number, an expiry date, and the number of days left, and more of that later. All of these forms have a close button which you can either click with your mouse, or alternatively you can press the escape key to close, which I'm just about to do, and that closes that particular form down. The configuration form we work through with you, and it's here that we set up each of your properties, your details for MYOB, and all the other information we need in order to translate and post the data absolutely correctly to MYOB, just as if it was being done by your bookkeeper or accountant. The configuration form has a number of tabs where all this information that is required is set up. As I say, we would work through with you to actually do this, and it is a one-time or a once-only operation for each property you have, unless of course something changes. Again, we would help you, but this is what sits behind the program and translates the data correctly. There will be a separate video, of course, on the configuration form. Functions. Once we post data to MYOB, we actually save the information into an archive folder. So here we've obviously done some transfers. There's the date that we did the transfer. There is no invoices or income here, but of course there would be normally. You can actually select one of these and refill the grid. Now this requires a password. More of that later, and that would refill the grid ready for reposting if that's necessary. We also have the ability to save recurring transactions. These are transactions that you might do on a regular basis, and again you can refill the grid, and you can append a new date to the information, and there it is, ready to be reposted to MYOB. We have the ability to nominate a backup folder, and that will save the configuration data off to that folder. It could be a USB drive, bearing in mind this program is on a cloud, and Blue Wave, the cloud hosting company, will in fact be saving a backup of the entire cloud, of your entire cloud, every night. So data can very easily be brought back. This last one is to show DSN details. DSN is a connection methodology used by the new version of MYOB. This would allow us and our support people to know how many DSNs you have set up. In this particular case there are none, but again more of that in a separate video. That's all the functions. Now we have internally an update function which checks every 10 days or so whether there's a new version of this program available, or you can actually run the function manually. This is going to open the program, which will then check online to see if there's a newer version of the program. In this case it's telling us we're running the latest version, so no problem. If there is a newer version, this particular function will download, install and then open the new version, and you would see that reflected here in the header where it would say version number 101.2 or 3 or 4, whatever the new version is. If you need to, or if we need to connect remotely to you, we can do this through this particular function, OzBiz Remote Support. This is going to open your default internet browser. In my case it's going to be Mozilla, and it's going to go to a page called Remote Support. Our support team member would tell you which particular one of these to activate, and in a few seconds we could be in a position where we can see your desktop and help work with you to solve whatever the issue might be. Okay, the about form is simply our copyright and IP clause together with the version of the program. Let's press the escape key to close that. And that's basically a very quick run through the program, but it enables you to see the functions that are available from the menu bar and these big buttons where you can move from either processing invoices, income, transfer money, or exit the program. So thanks very much for your attention. Please check the other videos available in this series.